Business owners, you need to get the word out. Are you looking for brand exposure, business expansion, looking for new clients, hiring remotely for staff positions, or hiring new employees to open additional offices? Are you looking to advertise new projects, start business partnerships, or seeking new business opportunities? Do you need to highlight new upgrades, features, or products? Promote up-and-coming events, seminars, classes, or celebrate business anniversaries and achievements with the world? Now's the time to get your commercial featured on my show. Send me an email for package pricing, and let's grow and expand your business together.
How my journey began. It's graduation time. Family is very important to me, including my puppies. The Marine Corps played a huge role in my life and allowed me to be ambitious, inspiring, a mentor, and achieve all of my goals. As a financial expert, I've received multiple awards, done various events as a guest speaker all over the U.S. with my platform of creating healthy financial habits, along with having my own business, all leading up to my show. Come along for the journey.
Record. Hello, Gems, and welcome. For my second show in the month of November, I'm showcasing elite service members. I'll be speaking with a Marine and letting you know a little bit more about her journey. But before I introduce you to her, let me tell you a little bit about the Marines. The Marines was established in 1775. Our birthday is November 10th. We actually just celebrated 245 years of being in the Marine Corps. We have only 2 Marine recruit depots in the Marine Corps, one in San Diego, California, and the other one is in Parris Island, South Carolina. Parris Island currently is the only recruit depot for female recruits. Female Marines make up roughly about 8% of the Marine Corps total force. There are over 123 careers in the Marine Corps to choose from, should you choose this elite branch of service. Marines are known for our marksmanship, hand-to-hand combat skills, and we are the only branch of service with a martial arts program. We are also the first service to have a combat fitness test along with our PFT or our physical fitness test for our annual requirements. Now, to introduce you to our Marine guest. She was born in Brooklyn, New York with over 23.5 years of honorable service in the United States Marine Corps. She has achieved the rank of EA or Master Sergeant. She is an admin chief and currently is stationed in Quantico, Virginia. Master Sergeant Mendoza, thank you so much for being on our show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, Master Sergeant Robinson.
Thank you, thank you.
To be here on your show, thank you.
Thank you. And to my Gems, to let you know, I have known Master Sergeant Mendoza since 2003 when she was a sergeant and I was a corporal. And let me tell you something, she is one tough Marine. I did not, and I was glad that I was not in her section, but she is definitely one of the elite. Yes, chopping them down, girl. I love it. So we go way back in the day. I want to go ahead and tell my Gems a little bit more about you. What encouraged you, or who encouraged you to join the Marines?
Actually, my brother encouraged me. He's a year older, so he decided to go to the Marine Corps because they are the world's finest.
Right. Well, we are the world's finest 911.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the elite services, and he took himself upon the challenge, and I decided to trail him and do the same. I know growing up, him and I were always a competition.
Mm-hmm.
To myself, well, if he could do it, I could do it too. So
yes.
It took a lot of pushing and a lot of encouragement from him, but because of him is the reason why I'm still standing here and still in uniform.
Absolutely. So you chose the Marines because of your brother, but did you have any reservations, your own personal ones, before you joined?
I would say there is a lot of fear when you go into something brand new.
Right.
You know, growing up, you're used to being home and always around friends and family. So just being thrown into boot camp and, you know, all that that entails, a lot of yelling, a lot of hurry up and wait and it was night and day uh, from what I'm used to. You
Right.
know, people speaking calmly to me, but through boot camp, I pushed through and I'm still able to do it.
Absolutely. So speaking of boot camp, I know we've all experienced our own different boot camp stories. And going to Parris Island, did you fly into Parris Island or did you take the bus and then get off that way?
I believe I got on a bus,
Right.
on and off the bus.
On and off the bus.
Had I known better, I would have flown out, knowing that I would get reimbursed for that.
Right, right.
But yes, that was the moment that just redirected my life. And
Right, right.
I can't say I don't regret it at all.
Yes.
I also had a push to get through it because not only my best friend, but her sister were in boot camp at the same time.
Yes, yes.
It was a lot of motivation for me to get through it, and it really challenged you. Mentally, physically, you just had to grow.
Right. Was there anything you were most nervous about before you hit those yellow footprints, before the actual boot camp took place?
I would say I was nervous about what I didn't know.
Okay.
You know, in the pulley program, you know, the PT stuff, I was pretty physically fit because of track and cross country and all the other sports that I was involved in.
Right.
But in the book's history, just learning about the Marine Corps, all of that was very new, kind of foreign to me. So it just took a lot of studying and discipline. You know, when I wanted to write letters in boot camp, I had to study. So it's not always do what you want to do. You got time to get through.
Absolutely. Getting through it. But you got through. Can you tell us, right when you received your EGA, that's our Equal Global Anchor, you're at the ceremony, you're no longer a recruit. Now you're a Marine. What were some of those thoughts going through your head? Like you've been through, the crucible, because you and I went through the crucible during that time. So what was that thought like? Wow, 13 weeks boot camp.
Earn that title.
Yes.
To earn it. And that's what we all did.
Right.
It is a moment that just, I wish I had a picture because like I said, that was a defining moment in my life.
Right.
And no one else, I mean, I had help along the way, but no one else did it for me.
Right.
Like you had to suck it up going on humps and just like all of the training, all of the that all the DIs, the drill instructors, time and effort into building us, strengthening us, our mind, our bodies. It just, I felt accomplished. I felt very accomplished and yeah, it was a moment that, a Marine would never forget. It's easily earned. Not everybody gets through boot camp. So
not everyone gets through.
Proud, like I said, I had other people ahead of me, my best friend, her sister, and my older brother who made it. And in my mind, I was like, how? I wanted to pick up so many times, like that self-doubt. And they kept me moving. Like just the thought of them accomplishing it is what drove me to getting to that point.
Absolutely. And I want to know, absolutely. Being accomplished and doing that, definitely some of the same things, I could echo myself. I want to let everyone know the Marine Corps has the longest boot camp out of all branches of the services. The 13 weeks hardcore boot camp. We're the only ones that have that. So to say that you not only started survived, and then accomplished and graduated boot camp is a feat in itself. So absolutely, I always, tell our brothers and sisters in arms, kudos to us because it wasn't easy. So after graduating boot camp, where was your first duty station?
I actually got stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Yes, really far away from home.
Really far away from home. Absolutely.
I would say my first 6 months there are kind of miserable. All I wanted to do was stay at work so I could be busy.
Yeah.
Being brand new, 18 years old in another country, not really having friends, no one who I knew around me. I was the first female in my unit, special operations group. And it was another animal, a whole lot of building myself over there and just becoming, and just trying to climb through the ranks. But it really prepared me, also mentally and physically. It was very demanding trying to keep up with my peers.
Right.
And as a woman in the Marine Corps, we are so few.
Very few. The fewer, the prouder. Yes.
So I had to represent.
Yes.
I think I did that well, but it was definitely a duty station that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And my younger brother is in the service too, but he was actually stationed there, and I was able to visit him in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Where I was stationed before. So it was sweet. It was nice, a good time, and seeing him grow through his.
Absolutely. And from what I hear, coming out those first experiences, at your first duty station, you learn growth, you learn self-discipline, building up, getting in there to your shop, not letting the fact that you were the first female in your shop, build those barriers in order to be promoted and grow. So absolutely, that is definitely a big feat for you. So what was your first big financial purchase in the Marines? You have all this freedom and you get this paycheck on the 1st and the 15th all the time. And you're like, I don't have anyone to tell me what to do with my money, my paycheck. So what was your first big purchase?
My first big purchase, my whole year in Japan, I was on foot, and we took some loser cruiser. It took us from base to base.
Right.
I had a wonderful friend who I met there, and I was able to hitch rides with him. But my first purchase was a vehicle when I finally got to my second duty station in New Orleans, where and I bought myself a Nissan Altima. So yes, it was used, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Didn't have that big payment.
Right.
So like I said, my father had actually negotiated for me, and I had him do that for a couple of vehicles of mine.
Right.
So that was my most biggest purchase, where I had to save and spend my money wisely. So
saving and spending your money wisely, absolutely. Becoming financially independent, knowing that, hey, if you want a car, I got to save up for it, maybe holding back and going out and splurging on other stuff. And then bringing in someone such as your father, who was seasoned with purchasing stuff. Because I remember, buying my first car, the negotiations, if you've never done it before, they could eat you up because they see, because you have the money, they know you get the 1st and the 15th, but having that, I call it a nice financial security blanket with your father to say, no, I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen to you. You're not going to fall into those pitfalls of finances when it comes to having that car. I think I remember your Altima too. She had a nice car. Don't let her sit there and let you fool you and let you think that it was just, used. It was a beautiful car that you definitely saved up for and you definitely deserve. So as a Marine reservist, because you have the best of both worlds, not only have you had some active duty time, but you also have some reserve some reserve time. So you are able to both have a civilian career as well as a career in the military, dueling at the same time. How has this been financially beneficial for you? And just to let everybody know, sometimes it can be one or the other. You may have one reservist when they go on orders or they go to drill, it may be the lesser of the incomes. And for some other people, it can be the greater of the income. So how has this kind of worked out for you? And has it been beneficial for you?
Okay, definitely. Being able, my first 4 years were active duty, and then I ended up getting out. 9/11 happened, and I went the reserve route.
Right.
That's what pulled me back in. But,
Okay.
so I've been on and off orders there on the reserve component.
Right.
But I have been able to, thankfully, been able to have another position, which allowed me to work on that retirement,
Right.
while simultaneously I'm working with my Marine Corps career.
Yes.
So for me, and I really think it's a blessing, and I didn't know that everything in my life would align the way that it has.
Right.
I've been able to work on 2 retirements at one time.
Yes.
So not everybody, so if you just do active duty your whole career, you get out, let's say you get in at 20 years old, by the time you're 40, you're looking for that new stage in your life.
Right.
You have to, you still got to work. You only get so much for retirement, but, or not.
Or not.
You may have options.
Right, right.
But for me, the way it has happened for me, I just, as a reservist, I'm able to knock out 2 retirements, and at the young age of 20 or 40, I should say,
Right.
I can actually start on another retirement if I decided to do that. So, yeah.
So I want to let everybody know what you just said, because they may not have understood the impact of what Master Mendoza said. She didn't say 1 retirement. She didn't say 2 retirements. She said 3, count them, 3 different retirements. Potentially, yes, that she will have by the time retirement. That's basically dealing with different pots of money, different revenue incomes, and ways to even take care of your retirement when the time is needed. I speak about, having more than one source, spreading out the wealth. So if one pot, when you're off orders, you still have another pot, and then you have another pot. So it may not always be this way. You're filling them up as you go, but you're always still going up towards your goals. So that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So what was your most memorable achievement so far as a Marine?
Achievements. Honestly, coming from deployments is huge. You don't take that for granted.
Right.
I know quite a few times from being, whether overseas or wherever, just being able to literally kiss U.S. soil.
Right.
Being grateful that, you're home again. That would be a huge achievement for myself. But honestly, the one that comes to mind most is my last promotion, where I was able to have so many family and friends throughout, one from overseas, just people from different states. They came out to support me. My family was able to be there, pin me on. So that was a moment that I will never forget.
Absolutely.
Working where I worked, and just being able to share it with the people who I love most.
Yes, absolutely. Promotions are earned. They're not given. So every promotion that we get and our achievements, being able to share that with our family, friends, and loved ones are definitely some of our most memorable achievements. So completely understand that. Sounds like your journey so far has taken so many turns. You've learned so much, and you are in yourself a mentor. What is one piece of encouragement that you would give to someone thinking about joining the Marines?
I would say do not doubt yourself.
There we go.
There is so much strength within, and we can easily let fear or self-doubt, like just all this discouragement, we can let it, reroute where your life is supposed to be.
Right.
So I would say, if you're trying to join the military, it is definitely possible. Don't be afraid of the unknown.
Right.
And when it comes to life in general, you really should, I feel, you should just speak positive things into your life.
Right, right.
Um,
And specifically for the Marines, any specific advice for someone joining the Marine Corps? Because the military as a whole, we all have our sister services, and we all have our different meanings in the way that we accomplish our missions. And the Marines, we are a cut above the rest. And so for that, if you had that young woman or man that had the services out there, that one advice that would say, hey, if you're thinking about joining the Marines, here's a good reason why.
Here's a good reason why. I would say, I actually have a young kid in my neighborhood who has a big desire to join. And why? He's like, it's a nice uniform. And you guys are the best. He looks so impressed when I come home and he sees the uniform. I'm like, I almost feel like a star. I would say the advice that I would give him is, we try and PT together. I try and make time to help him out, but there's a lot of discipline you need to have, whether it's waking up early in the morning or, going for exercise or just doing things that you're not used to doing.
Right.
Build your body or build your mind mentally, because it will take a lot of discipline, but there's so much benefits that you get out of it. You could get free education. That was a huge selling point for me.
Right.
It can give you time to figure out what you actually want to do with a career. You could learn and gain experience and actually have benefits that go along with it. People are able to get VA home loans because you're a veteran. You get discounts from a variety of places.
Right, right.
But definitely, I really think it matures you quickly.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, and I would tell him, just like one of the kids over here, just, don't give up. If it's something that you want to do, you push hard. Nothing's handed to you. You got to work for it. So,
absolutely.
But yeah, it's been a great career for me. I really didn't expect to be in this long.
Right.
But it's been really good to me and my daughter, my family.
Absolutely. So you gave out a ton of benefits and pieces of advice, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there going to be listening to really take heed to what you just said. So you really did give us a lot of encouraging tips. We're going to transition just a tiny bit for the month of November. Of course, it's Thanksgiving. I always like to speak about thankfulness and gratitude. I feel like we can't, especially with what everything else has been going on with the pandemic, we can't forget about being thankful and gratitude. So aside from family, health, and shelter, what are you most thankful for?
I'm really thankful for friendships. I've noticed that throughout my career, I have so many friends who have supported me, been there for me, if I needed to work, have duty for one evening or throughout the week with long hours. I've been able to build a support system, even when my family has been far away.
Right.
So friendships, I would never take for granted. Definitely, I will be there for you, bend over backwards for you. having these relationships is, even when you're done with a career,
Right.
you'll either be home by yourself, and if you don't build friendships or, at least one person to speak with and help you just get through each day,
Right.
it's just huge, huge in living.
Absolutely. Definitely. Friendship is a piece of life that keeps you going. It keeps you motivated. They bring your spirits up when you're down, and they're
Yes.
there to help you pull you through some of your most difficult challenges and obstacles. So I can definitely understand why being thankful for friendships is one of those. If you could give one gift that wasn't money to a person, what would you give and who would you give it to?
If I could give a gift, that gift would be to turn back the hands of time.
Right.
I don't know who's able to do that. Or not. He can do anything. But
right.
I would, I would go back to anyone. It's difficult for me to just say one person because I have a huge heart. And I really want to be there for everyone, and, would hope they'd be there for me if I needed them. But, if we look back in time, I don't want to live in regret. And, if there could be like a changing point in your life, if you could alter anything, I would love to be able to give that as a gift and, reroute someone's direction, I guess.
Absolutely. So time is one of those things that when it's gone, we don't have any more of it. We don't get another yesterday.
Yes.
We can live today. So understanding the importance of time and being present and living in the present and making the most of today and that time is definitely one thing to remember. What is one act of giving or appreciation that you plan on doing before the year is out?
Before the year is out.
We're almost there. It's almost December. This is one more thing.
I'm really trying my hardest to not make excuses.
There we go.
I want to be in the now. I want to celebrate with you. I want, even if it's through Zoom.
Yes.
I really want to be present. I can so many excuses for not doing something or not being there, but I really that's something that I hope that I'm doing.
Yes.
And just, being there for those who need me and just living our best life.
Living our best life, not making excuses is very, very huge, because that not only holds you accountable to who you are, but then it lets people know that you're a woman of your words. When you say something, that she's giving you the best of her. She's not going to make any excuses. So awesome. There's one thing that I like to do with my gems before we end out is I would always like for my guests to provide one inspirational quote. So if you could provide us with one inspirational quote, what would you give us?
I came across a quote. I'm not sure how to say the gentleman's name, but it's Grant Courtenay.
Okay.
Says, or he wrote something along the lines of, your network determines your net worth.
Right.
And to me, I really take it as, be careful of your surroundings.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you have positive influence regardless of your circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you're around nourishing and, nothing that's toxic. So I know life throws curveballs at each of us. But definitely the company that you keep is gonna either keep you stagnant where you're at or take you to another level. That's kind of a one that stuck out to me, and I thought of you. Because, just being in great company is priceless.
Likewise. Definitely the feeling is mutual, and definitely the company you keep will either elevate you or it can decrease you back down. So be careful of the company you keep. All right, Maureen, happy 245th Marine Corps birthday to you.
Semper Fi, brothers and sisters.
Semper Fi. Thank you so much for coming on the show and being part of the journey.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time and allowing me to spend it with you. And we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jim. So creating healthy habits is a lifelong commitment. Now remember, without change, there be no butterflies. Absolutely love that. Changing habits, changing lives, and changing futures are all up to you. Until next time, take care.
And what else? That's it. I'm an asshole. There's got to be more to it.
And there always is more behind the story. I mean, you can't just come out and just say you're an asshole without giving a reason why, because there's always two sides to the story. Like maybe you don't think you're an asshole.